This video was brought to you by GamerSup's brand energy products. Can't you hear how well they work? Purchase them at the link in the description to get 10% off your order and support this channel with your money. Or just give me money directly on Patreon, also an option. Now onto this. Why do people fart? Lean back and imagine a meal. The taste of a beautiful food sliding down your meat tube and splashing into the digestive acids of your tum-tum. As food digests, it partially ferments, turning into noxious gases. Combined with the air that you naturally swallow as you eat and drink, these gases pass through your rectum to become the majestic cloud of mostly methane known as Onara Gorou, the most admirable of farts. Compassionate teacher, loving husband, raging libertarian. Relax your sphincters and eat a hearty helping of beans. Onara Gorou is our new god, and this is his gas spell. In case you haven't picked it up yet, I found one of the weird ones, the strange anime that it is my duty to disseminate to the public. Onara Gorou is a short-form anime from the year 2016. It is about a fart who has all of the answers to life, romance, potato picking. Here we learn his glorious story. Here we watch his strange antics. Here we become better men. This is his story, and the story of the gaggle of live-action pop idols who follow his every move. Let us dive. It is the 28th year of the Heisei era, the roof of Fukuoka Mentaiko High School. The delinquents have risen and all hope is lost. They're smoking cigs, skipping class, exercising bodily autonomy. We are left with no choice. The time to discipline a student has come. In the face of administrative incompetence, only one fart has what it takes to lead these misguided youths toward the bright future of productive and conforming Japanese citizenry. Onara Gorou. Determined to follow down the path of evil, these delinquents spit in the face of our well-meaning fart man, calling him aged. But Onara Gorou remains unperturbed. Just as Buddha receiving the golden plates in the Garden of Gethsemane, Onara Gorou flatulates spiritual wisdom upon the youths. Farts, you see, are 70% air that we swallow and 30% GamerSup's brand energy products that you can buy at the link in the description using code POINTSUPS to get 10% off your order. Moved to tears by seamless sponsorship integration, the repentant Yankee shitbags fall to their knees, basking in the excrelescent odor of wise Onara Gorou, who, his duty done, must defart. It's so sad that I get bullied every day. Poor Yoshio laments, pressed against the wall of the school by the oddly phallic hairstyles of the local Yankees. But this is one mural suspension too far for poor Yoshio. It is time to die. As soon as he's done watching pretty colors and getting a clandestine glimpse of a classmate's delicates while ascending the stairs behind her, ooh, these delinquents are gonna be sorry. Just as he breathes deep and finds himself at peace with his sordid fate, a heavenly voice poots down from the bowels of this bicycle-bound old man. Why, if it isn't Onara Gorou-san. Yoshio, let's sweep those bullies with our farts. Your brain only needs 25% of the oxygen you take in when you breathe. You have some to spare. Fart, dear Yoshio. Make them pay. As the Yankees breathe in the sweet retributive gases of justice, their faces twist, their eyes leak, and they tap dance backwards into the empty streets, exploding through the wall of a residential home and being beaten to death by the stranger therein. Onara Gorou watches in stunned silence, not proud of the violence he has effected, but satisfied in the justice he has wrought. Springtime is here, a time for farts. At attention, residents, it's time for rounds with Dr. Onara Gorou. The patient is Yasao-kun, a high school boy. His symptoms are chest pain, obsessive thoughts, and farty groaning. Lock in your answers now. If you said irritable bowel syndrome, you're wrong. But don't worry, we have an expert on the case. Emerging from the imprisoned anus of the classroom's pet Blair Witch victim is Onara Mayumi. It is love. Love is the disease from which Yasao suffers, and the only cure is satisfaction. Unfortunately, Yasao is a coward, but Mayumi's explanation of female psychology and mathematical limits sparks reflection in the Honorable Onara Gorou. So much time spent shepherding the youth. And for what? All to come home to that locker at the end of the day and robotically fart out the dinner that Mayumi lovingly prepared for him before stumbling to bed in an exhausted, odoriferous haze? Never again. Onara Gorou has learned what is truly important, and as the screen fades to black before their flatulent coitus, the viewer can smile, safe in the knowledge that all will be well. Distress at Fukuoka Mentaiko High School. The windows are broken, the rule of law has collapsed, and many good people are dead. I think famous car Honda Soichiro had something to say about this.
Invention and love are the same. If you think it hurts, it hurts. If you think it's fun, nothing could be more fun.
But who cares? Delinquents are not privy to this highfalutin garbage. Bereft of ideas and resigning themselves to anarchy, the school has no choice but to pray to Onara Gorou that he may arrive and oh, there he is. But wait, something is wrong. No. Is the exit clogged? No! The good word is stifled within the rectum of this aging meat prison. Only drastic medical intervention can release him. Gumph! 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 3 noble thrusts of the fingers of freedom into the colon of captivity. But alas, too entrenched is the constipation that incarcerates dear Onara Gorou. A single pair of fingers could never— What's this? The nose-licking, chin-stretching Neanderthals have turned toward the path of light. Together, we can free Onara Gorou. Together, we can clear the fecal blockade that separates us from our god. Together, Gumph! 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 Onara Gorou watches from the other side of the room, pride and confusion on his holy visage as his charges enthusiastically sodomize the principal. Are you ready, kids? I can't hear you! Oh, let's fry an egg, sunny side up. Let's make 2 servings. Sprinkle on plenty of sesame seed and salt. It's a mischievous cat's paw, meow, meow, meow. Lay down your chopsticks properly. Put the plate down and you're done. In the dark reaches of a starless night, at the wooden bar of a lantern-lit izakaya, Onara Gorou sits drinking craft beer from a limited edition GamerSupps brand shaker cup with anime girl boobies on it, link in the description. Despite his request for 1 more bottle of pain-numbing sups, the bartender has determined the fart to be thoroughly thrashed and sufficiently sauced. He is left to deal with his problems alone. He no longer loves Onara Mayumi. Tonight, he will not be returning home. The domestic bliss he was promised when he watched Jingai-san no Yome as a child has eluded him, and he is condemned to a life alone, drowning his regrets. But Onara Takahashi will not let that happen. A true friend, confidant, and time traveler, Onara Takahashi bears us back into the gas pass to witness glorious sports. He will kick, he will block. The winner of the game will own this woman. Love and desire flick the switches in Onara Gorou's brain into overdrive, and 2 swift kicks to the ball from the feet of his attached human see him standing on the metaphorical podium with his literal wife. Onara Takahashi stands from the bar, wiping a metaphorical tear from his eye, having reminded his dear friend Onara Gorou of what is truly important in a young fart's life. Love leaves as quickly as it comes, as though it were what the hell is that? Onara Makoto has been having a weird feeling today. Bop. It's gone. A quick argument with her insensitive childhood friend Onara Tsubasa leads to Makoto walking away in a disgruntled, flatulent huff. Mwah. Horror! There is a new girl! Onara Tsubasa has found himself physically beneath the incomparably beautiful form of Onara Kaori. That can't stand. Confrontation ensues. Onara Kaori confesses her feelings for Tsubasa, and Makoto, unwilling to lay claim to her dibs, feels the tumult of her emotions tumble past her lips in that fundamentally honest triptych of words, I love you. Purpose fulfilled, Onara Kaori is pulled back into the anus of her progenitor, for there never was an Onara Kaori. She was, herself, the fart of Onara Tsubasa, wind on the wind, who was using her as part of a totally cool and not at all manipulative scheme to get Onara Makoto to confess her true feelings and be happy. It works. You thought it was a joke. You thought I was goofing. Behold, Dr. Onara Gorou, the best surgeon of all farts. Rounds have ended, children. It is time to save a life, or else this innocent man will find himself in the morgue, the fart morgue. But lo, corruption! A local diet man is in trouble, and the hospital president is ordering the fart doctor to save his life, leaving the original patient to die. The blaring lights of the operating room shine down like the judgment of heaven on Dr. Onara's pungent soul. I am not a fart that can go back on my word. The doors to the operating theater open, and the fart doctor stands angelic against the light of God. The tumor has metastasized. We'll make it happen with farts. The hole is too big to sew. We'll make it happen with farts. He did it. I'm glad you did it. As Dr. Onara takes his bow, he must also accept the consequences of standing up to corruption. But soft, who is this in the door? It's Diet Man Onara, recovered from his surgery. And not only that, but the human upon whom Dr. Onara was surgerizing is the meat prison from whose anus Diet Man Onara emergeth. All life is sacred. All life might be politically connected. What matters is decisiveness. Unfortunately, he will not be Diet Man soon. We all hate Yoshiko here. Jesus, that's a lot of subtitle. We're taking Yoshio to the grave, to someone else's grave, the dreaded grave at Forge Home, where the disembodied voice of Onara-san asks from nowhere if he can fart, and you can never respond, okay. Sure. You're sure on your high horse these days, Yoshiko. As these bullies bully poor Yoshiko amongst the deads. A phone call from Yoshiko. Horror! But wait, Yoshiko is supposed to be right here. She's vanished. Horror! As blame is thrown between the two shitbags who intended to bully poor Yoshiko, it is revealed that Shitbag 2 did not, in fact, write most of the note that was returned to Shitbag 1. They reread the note in terror as the voice around them gets louder and louder, asking the ominous question, hey, can I fart? Hey, can I fart? Hey, can I fart? I farted. I've taken loads of photos, the girl says. In the bath, people who peek at the girl's bath on field trips are the worst. After an unimpressive attempt to distract himself from the ravages of puberty by playing some shiratori, poor Yoshiro turns his attention to the sensually lounging meat suit of Onara Gorou. Oh, sweet fart man. What should Yoshiro do? He's feeling so asterisks. Let's all breathe deeply together. It is the annual sweet potato digging competition. Gambare! Gumph! 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 The children reach their gauntleted fingers within the dirt to extract those sweet yams from the soil. But what's this? The yams are held fast in the earth. The children's skills are insufficient to provide them egress. Who will help us? Well, speaking of potatoes, I think of farts. And speaking of farts, Onara Gorou appears. The method is simple. It's all about finger strength, baby. Pop them tubers from their terrestrial jail and share their flesh among the youth. What's this? Onara Gorou has succumbed to the path of selfishness. Despite the protestations of the children, Onara Gorou toils in the fields, gathering yam after yam for his own sweet potato hoard. They call him horrible, beg him to share. But for what? Should he not retain the fruits of his own labor? Is a fart not entitled to the sweat of his brow? Just as all hope seems lost and it appears that sweet Onara Gorou has succumbed to libertarian propaganda, who should appear but Onara Takahashi, our guiding light? The tears flow down Onara Gorou's glorious face as he struggles to spread the joy of potato picking instead of hogging those sweet spuds for his lonesome. We must encourage him. Go, Onara Gorou! Go! 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 Thank you, Onara Gorou. We came here today to dig up potatoes, but what we really dug up was our hearts. You are an excellent fart. Welcome to the farty, Yoshio-kun. Everyone we love has gathered for the annual farting. Onara Gorou, Mayumi, the survivor, all here to witness former diet man Onara do the traditional belly dance. It is a beautiful sight. Gumph, gumph, gumph. Tee-hee-hee. And now it is sweet Onara Takahashi's turn. What would we do without this? Gumph, gumph, gumph. Well, this is new. Enough horseplay. The rift has opened and the fart warriors are here. Onara Spider, Onara Garden Rose, and Onara Hamstrings. Their planet has been taken over by the evil fart Dark Onara Emperor, and so they seek help from the scrubs of this world to free themselves from tyranny. Damn it, they followed us. Wah! Boom. Onara Gorou, paragon of justice, floats toward the portal. Our fart friends from another world are waiting for our help. One after another, the glorious companions that we've met through this journey activate their fart powers and jump into the portal, leaving poor Yoshio-kun to clean up the mess that they've left behind. What will happen next? I'm on the edge of my seat to see how this concludes in... '56. Spring has come to Fukuoka Mentaiko High School. The man stands before the assembled students, flowers at his side, and a thing pinned to his breast. I hope that what you have learned here will be helpful to you. But as the ceremony commences and the children we've come to tolerate are ready to take their first fledgling steps into adulthood, tragedy, the instruments, they're gone. How are we going to sing the class song? And according to Japanese bylaw 193-74 section 8 subsection Ka, students aren't allowed to graduate without singing the class song. Who could have done this? It was him. Yasushi wants nothing more than to stay with his friends forever, but if there is a meeting, there must be a separation. If you have a butt, you must let it fart. Come, let's make music. This is not the end. This school song is a disaster, but at least our dear principal has the numbing power of drugs to... Thus ends the story of Onara Gorou, friend, hero, fart for the ages. There are times when the horrors of anime wash up on my doorstep, and during those times, I lament my duty to the world. Why me? Why is it my responsibility to shine light in the dark corners of the earth? As L. Ron Hubbard pled in desperation on the road to Medina, Lord, take this cup away from me. But it is not taken. The cup floweth over, and I fall to my knees in a puddle of strange, looking up to the light of Goro. Yes, viewers, I am weak, but still I stand when bathed in that holy luminescence. Never will we forget what you have done for us this day, and though we must now depart, I know we will meet again. Flat you later, Onara Gorou. Flat you later.
Hello, I'm Explanation Point, and I need your help. My wife and I are trying hard to move abroad on account of the horrors. And while we have plenty of solid plans to make that happen, most of them are stalled a bit by the fact that she's not going to be able to work for a while learning the language, and I make about as much money as you would expect somebody who talks about cartoons on the internet for a living to make. So if you enjoy the content that I make here, and you have ever considered donating to my Patreon, please check that out. Yes, there are plenty of perks you can get, including having your name on this list of lovely people who are already helping me, or getting a shout out like today's lucky patron William Bryce Bada, who has been taking advantage of the 10% discount you can get by subscribing annually instead of monthly. Very financially conscious of you. Thank you for your support. But more important than that is the fact that you can support a creator who makes content for you. Joy is rare in this world, and I'm happy to be in a position where I can consistently bring it to so many people. Please consider donating whatever you can. Or buying Gamer Supps brand energy products using code POINTSUPS at the link in the description to get 10% off your order. It could have been 21%, but I'm releasing this video 3 days too late for that. I like the product. Thank you all for sticking with the channel all these years. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, etc. And until next time, this has been Explanation Point, signing out.